Hello everyone, this seminar is Prediabetes, Healthy Eating for a Healthy You. My name is Rachel Myers. I'm a registered dietitian, certified diabetes educator, and certified ketogenic nutrition specialist. I have been working in diabetes care since 2014. I've increasingly continued my focus on care for diabetes population with certifications and program coordination throughout the American Diabetes Association. I have a special interest in diabetes due to a family history, and I did start out as a new dietitian trying to learn everything I could about diabetes so I could help my father who is currently dealing with diabetes complications. On this slide you can see some of my speaking engagements as well as my work experience. Here is the outline of what we're planning to cover in today's discussion. The goal will be to define prediabetes, including the symptoms and the risks, and then to review the benefits of a healthy, lower carbohydrate and Mediterranean-focused diet. We will have a goal-setting discussion and a question and answer session at the end. So, what is prediabetes? It's actually the beginning stages of diabetes, and all of it is centered around insulin resistance. Your cells will use sugar for energy, and they need insulin to act like a key to get this sugar in. The cells do not respond to insulin the same way if you have prediabetes. Your body will make more and more insulin to try to get your cells to react. But the body cannot keep up this pace, and in time the blood sugar levels will rise. And this can set up the body for type 2 diabetes. So there are notable and specific dietary risk factors that can lead a person to prediabetes. Here we can see a link between processed foods, such as fast foods, refined, different types of foods, and a lack of fresh fruits and vegetables. These patterns are higher in overall calories as well, which can increase overall food intake, and this can cause weight gain. So weight gain in a person with insulin resistance can make that insulin resistance worse. And diabetes risk can be substantially decreased by having healthy food habits. It is important to realize that family history is only part of the picture, and that almost 9 out of 10 diabetes cases is preventable with changes in lifestyle. Here you can see the breakdown for blood sugar and the A1C checks. So an A1C check is a measurement of sugar which has become attached to your red blood cells. The cycle for red blood cells in the human body is about 2 to 3 months before they are recycled. And it is normal to have some sugar attached to that red blood cell during this time. But it is the amount of the sugar on the red blood cell that is the problem. Prediabetes is diagnosed when your A1C is between 5.7 and 6.4%, or a fasting blood sugar check that is 100 to 125, or if you have a glucose tolerance check and you get a result of 140 to 199. When discussing symptoms of prediabetes, it is important to understand that many individuals will have no symptoms at all. Some, however, can see symptoms, and they do appear to be similar to those of people with diabetes. There is an increase in thirst and urination, and often the person might be hungrier. Some may feel more tired than usual, or that they have slower healing cuts or bruises to the skin. They may notice rashing or very itchy skin. Some people have also mentioned blurred vision. There is also a telltale sign called acanthosis nigricans, which you can see a picture of here. It's a darkening to various patches of the skin. It can often be seen on the neck or elbows, knees, generally wherever the skin creases. And this slide here discusses the different risks of prediabetes. So, who is at risk for prediabetes? Here are some of the various risk factors. Some of these are modifiable, such as physical activity and to some degree an overweight status. But some are not modifiable, such as family history, your age, if you've ever had gestational diabetes or delivered a baby that was over 9 pounds. So during this time of the presentation, I wanted to go over the risk test with everyone. So let's go ahead and get started. Question 1, how old are you? If you are less than 40 years old, then I want you to give yourself 0 points. 40 to 49, 1 point. 50 to 59, 2 points. 60 years of age or older, 3 points. Question 2, are you a man or a woman? Men will give themselves 1 point, and women will have no points. For question 3, if you are a woman, have you ever been diagnosed with gestational diabetes? If you have, please give yourself 1 point for this question. Question 4, do you have a mother, father, sister, or brother with diabetes? If you do, then please give yourself 1 point for this question. Question 5, have you ever been diagnosed with high blood pressure? If you have, please give yourself 1 point for this question. And question 6, are you physically active? If yes, give yourself 0 points. If no, give yourself 1 point. And question 7, what is your weight status? With this question, I'd like you to look to the top right-hand corner of the slide and find your height, and then look to the right-hand side for your weight that is connected with your height. For example, if you were 5'5" and you weighed 160 pounds, you would give yourself 1 point. So please take a look and give yourself either 1, 2, or 3 points based on the weight. If you do weigh less than the amount in the left-hand column, then please give yourself 0 points. Now, at this point, we'll take a little time to add up our score, and if you scored 5 points or higher, then you are at increased risk for having type 2 diabetes. Now, this is a risk assessment, and it is not to diagnose you with prediabetes. It is simply a helpful tool so that we can see where our risk is. So, some of our treatment options are here. Today's discussion will be meeting at these different ideas. However, I do want to spend time, maybe a minute or two, discussing the other options. It's really important to consider moderate physical movement and activity daily. It is helpful to help burn extra blood sugar and to make the body more sensitive to insulin. We should aim for about 30 minutes each day. It is also a good idea to try to sleep for 7 to 9 hours each night, as this can help with stress relief. It does help keep the body healthy as well. Taking care of yourself and doing some form of self-care daily is a great idea, especially in these trying times. Considering even just 15 to 30 minutes of you time each day. Now, there has been a significant amount of research discussing healthy weight loss of around 5 to 10% of body weight, and this is able to help reduce the risk for some to go from prediabetes to diabetes. So keep these things in mind, that our primary focus today will be healthy food choices. Healthy eating, but what does that mean? We've all heard that we should eat healthy, but how can we make this work? I find that the plate method is a practical meal planning tool for people with prediabetes who want to start a healthy approach to eating. It's actually fairly simple. We just start by filling half of our plate with non-starchy vegetables. You can see here we've got broccoli pictured. And then we'll fill 1/4 of the plate with lean protein foods. And that last remaining quarter we would fill with whole grains or complex carbohydrates. Healthy fats, which can be used in any of the sections on the plate for food preparation or as condiments. So this way of eating is simple. It doesn't require a lot of math, and you can use it nearly anywhere, such as home, if you're eating out, special events, and even at holidays. So, what are carbohydrates? Well, carbohydrates are a food source which is broken down into sugars and starch molecules, and they enter the bloodstream really rapidly. This is why they provide such fast energy. Carbohydrates can be either refined or unrefined, and they do come from a wide variety of foods, as you can see here. So we mentioned just now that these foods can be refined or unrefined. And one of our projects today that we're going to go through is a fun game. We're going to do a refined or unrefined carbohydrate check, and there'll be a prize at the end. So hoping everyone will be excited about that. So unrefined, these type of carbohydrates are made up of long, complex chains of sugars and starches. They do take longer to break down in the body, and these carbohydrates are known to have better health benefits and to be a source for naturally occurring fiber, minerals, and vitamins. And these can be naturally occurring foods such as fruits or milk or dairy products, as well as different types of pumpkin, sweet potatoes, lots of great foods there. So refined foods, refined carbohydrates. Processing a sugar or a starch will remove its natural fibers, and therefore these are carbohydrates which are easily broken down by the body. Samples of refined sugars are items such as enriched flour products, soft drinks, juices, candy, and sugars. So what is the Mediterranean diet? Here you can see a group of people joined together for a meal, and this is a lot of also what the Mediterranean diet is. They do use a lot of healthy foods, but they do take longer to eat, and they enjoy their foods and their meal times, which are a longer experience, often with multiple courses. There's generally less stress at the meals. Whereas in America, meals are often a quick occurrence. We often get rushed to the meal to get it in and get back to whatever we were doing, or we might eat that in front of the TV. With the Mediterranean culture, meals are enjoyed with the family and possibly with music. They're meant to be pleasurable. So, as we go through this presentation, I do want you to consider, what do your meal times look like at home? Are those meals quick? Are you rushing to eat your lunch during your break? Do you eat in front of the TV or while scrolling through your phone? These are some of the things we can discuss within SMART goal planning that we'll cover closer to the end. The Mediterranean diet is based on a variety of whole foods. And these foods are derived from nature. You'll notice that there's a distinct lack of processed foods or boxed items. Most of the foods are whole grains. A lot will include olive oil, healthy vegetables, fruits, nuts, beans. There's reasonable amounts of poultry, healthy seafood, eggs, and dairy.